Well, I'll go to the constitutional amendment bill where yesterday APC walk out of, and eventually SLPP and the powerman chief then pass them. Why una walk out? I say una begin get the opportunity for make or break.
So before talking about why we walk out, I just want for the first question you asked me is how am I today?
Yes.
You know, yesterday na one of them days and a few times I don't question what I did in politics. And a few times I don't question even my decision for left me practice as a lawyer or even forgo the opportunities that I don't get outside this country for just serve this nation. And if you remember in my debate, I made it very clear. I said to my colleague MPs, the speaker, the leaders on both sides, that what would they do so is history. That I saw the same city and then people will do the 91 Constitution being sit down. And then city we occupy, they are not ours. There are people there before us. We will sit down there now and people will get for come after we. So whatever we get for do, we get for be beyond just what two political parties then think. Forever, they will talk about this constitutional amendment. They will talk about Segepa Thomas. They will talk about the one that will take part in this process. And as I sit on there yesterday and see how people were arguing, people twisting things however they want, they make a question that decision day. But at the same time, it gave me a renewed resolve that certain people have to do what is right if this country will go forward. I don't get any other citizenship. I was born here, I raised here, I'm there, and I believe by God's power I go die.
You didn't twist anything?
I'll come to that. And the reason why I was careful with my words now because as a lawyer and dealing with laws, you know, say things are subject to interpretation, you know. And luckily, the Speaker of Parliament and my classmate from year one till we're done. Other people were there. I remember the submissions made by Gevao, Honorable Gevao, when a senior colleague of mine. I remember the submission we make by Honorable Daniel Koroma and my classmates, same as Segepo. And I say, maybe the Speaker ended rightly. Firstly, you cannot inquire into the procedure of Parliament, that's what the Constitution says.
Parliament regulates itself.
Well, regulating yourself not necessarily means that you are above the law. Interpreting or using constitutional provisions is different from saying, oh, I regulate. This is not procedure. Law is different from procedure. Yeah, we have to understand that very clear. But thankfully, he himself said, confused. Luckily, the speaker sat there as a speaker and not as a lawyer interpreting the law. We are lawmakers, and the courts get the power for interpret the laws. But the same speaker maybe interprets the meaning of members of parliament present and voting and distinguish them from members of parliament. Two thoughts. The same scenario you may talk about. He distinguished it. He used his office for distinguish the two. Like how my colleague Naya, Honorable Quentin Salia, don't say. He said that 2/3 required. That is clear in the Constitution.
And 2/3 by the Constitution of Parliament right now. How many?
149, so that's about 100.
So you need 100.
99 to 100. Now you need, basically, forget 2/3. And 90 things say. I also reference...
And SLPP not get a number, even if you put the powerman chiefs together.
It's not about SLPP. SLPP get 81. The powerman chiefs are non-partisan. Out of respect and decorum for them, I could say they are not party people.
No, if you join them, in case they say they can serve the government of.
If you want to put them together, it will be 95, I think.
Yes, so that means they will form.
They still not get 2/3.
Okay.
Because you're talking of 99 to 100.
So meaning they needed you people at the APC.
Fair enough. Like I said rightly said, the APC participated right through the process, right through. It shows the willingness for Dua. And My point was for make Nayana that thankfully the speaker himself said he's confused. I am a member of parliament. To ma Bambai, this nation, me picking them, me grand picking them. Go say Papa or Timbo, Osman Timbo, you been there. If nobody not go Supreme Court, Osman Timbo will go to Supreme Court for interpretation. Few reasons why.
Oh, before you give the reasons, will you? Are you going to Supreme Court?
I intend to. Until the Chief Justice...
After this decision yesterday?
No, the Speaker said don't say go Supreme Court for interpretation. I'm not challenging waiting happen at Parliament. But waiting happened so yesterday.
The interpretations?
Waiting happened so yesterday. It equal to waiting happen the time way President Nkrumah removing Vice President. Now collective scar on we conscience. Now scar on we collective consciences. And that happened so yesterday. When no one is denying that it's black and white, two thoughts. Nobody is denying that. But yet still, you did something else. And even when you do and you feel, say, myself, I'm not sure. The Speaker, the third gentleman of the nation, I'm not sure. But they take the decision and afterwards we'll go and go to the Supreme Court to interpret. Why did you not say, okay, since I am not sure, let's put this on hold.
And go Supreme Court for
Let's
interpretation.
refer to the Supreme Court first for interpretation. If you are not sure, then you don't do that. So, until I know say for go Supreme Court, I belong to a political party. I have leadership in Parliament. I will be behind them. If they want to take the lead, I will be behind them. But as an ordinary citizen, when none of them decide not to do that, Osman Timbo will seek interpretation because the president don't say so. In most of the arguments, most of the debaters, including Honorable Quintin Salia, he talk about how President Nkrumah been pulled vice president.
Samsumana.
Chief Samsumana. Honorable Chief Samsumana. Talk about her. Forever, if this is not corrected or if this is not properly interpreted, people will be using it. People will be using it. Honorable Mohamed Bangura described the process. He said, this document, all the try for amend so, not a boyfriend and girlfriend document.
Yes.
Talking about how serious it is. If you the able amend within the all long called the grown norm, that's the biggest law. Each of you, you say the Quran and the Bible. Okay, this is not convenient for me. I change how I want. I change how I want. Let me not forget religion. After the religious books, okay, forget the religious books because I have I believe in religion. The biggest book, the most important book in any nation on the Constitution. Can you just change the Constitution like when you say, okay, the edit thing and make and so make? It has to be very, very serious.
Una spend hours. In fact, the lengthiest time Parliament don't ever spend, arguably in history.
Well, I don't know about that. But this sixth Parliament, the longest time this. I know that they may spend a lot of time for that Commission of Inquiry in 2018 or 2019. They spent a lot, 2018. They spent a lot of time on that. But this sixth Parliament, at the longest time, this is why I don't sit and sit on. But it is quite important. For let's just take and say, yeah, no, we will not need two thoughts for a single clause. The Speaker was very clever. He referred to different sections of the Constitution. We deal with Usai two thoughts day, Usai section 91 now apply. Clearly, he refused for talk about section 108.9. Even though Honorable Daniel Nkrumah went at length for, not to Daniel, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, taking them for explaining what they mean by the Constitution or altering the Constitution, a provision in the Constitution.
So now you want to go seek clarity from the Supreme Court?
No, yes.
So that you go down on the record and say, this is what we, this is established now.
So when I become president, when I take a decision, or when things go to Parliament, because the president is also part of Parliament.
Yes.
and no say na so go for fala, because na so the law say. Let's clear this doubt. If we not do one, tomorrow, Bambai, posterity go judge we, all way the inside, yeah.
You guys walked out of parliament prematurely, the wrong time.
That's his opinion. It was well thought out, and the leader explained clearly why we walked out.
What was the reason?
You see, he's a lawyer, and sometimes when we do these things, it's a matter of opinion, like how you say. The 91 way they talk about, or whoever talk about 91, he clearly talk about exceptions to 91, and then the speakers have talked about the parliament. He said, except we are provided in this constitution. And there's a clear provision in the constitution.
And Honorable Daniel Koma defined exceptions as a supreme aspect of the very other.
He sabi very well.
Say exception, they take preeminence over any other thing.
Via Lanzana Esquire, he sabi very well. He knows exceptions, he knows exceptions to exceptions. He knows very well. So even anybody's mention of Section 91, first, it's fundamentally flawed because he did it. Wait till we need to have for do so for alter the Constitution. You know what the Speaker say? He said these are just proposals, na bill. So it's not altering the Constitution. So for dealing with this, when I just proposal is different from altering the Constitution. Proposals when I for alter waiting inside the law. So clearly,
so una be don suicide in the end.
Clearly 108. Now the only section in that constitution we deal with alteration of an A, B, C, its art was his.
Or comma or full stop.
Now that constitution. In that one section, anything we want alter in that constitution, now section 108.9 apply to them. The process we did it is what should be followed. So clearly, nobody, layman, journalist, lawyer, ghetto person, classroom person, not for make reference to section 91 in referring to alteration of constitution, where in the 91 don't say, except to say this constitution don't provide, let nobody, whether you have a political interest or not, don't confuse the people again by telling them that section 91 has anything on earth for do with what happened with alteration of constitution.
And that is
let us not mock people.
And that is exactly why you go Supreme Court.
That is exactly it. Okay. That is for exactly interpret waiting we're so clear.
All right.
This section say 2/3 vote, nobody's arguing. He said 2/3 of the members of parliament. When the constitution want to talk about 2/3 of members present, he took them. And the speaker self clearly say, he said there's no confusion. You know, in the same speaker gave a ruling on 2/3 of members present and voting and distinguishing it from members of parliament.
All right.
Now you don't come off from that your decision, and now you are not confused. I they go Supreme Court.
They say let una go Supreme Court.
No, it says Supreme Court for give an opinion, for interpret this. You know, they say let we go. Maybe in SF1 for but
na in refer.
Na in refer.
Yeah. So already, while they go Supreme Court, the deal has been done already.
Can you imagine?
And then you go to the tripartite recommendations. Tripartite more or less will be APC and SLPP. The moral guarantors will be just SECTI.
Yeah.
Then just be the watch. When you go to the tripartite and say the APC, they recommend proportional representation. Look at it, page 205 of the tripartite report. So, arguably, Honorable Quentin Salia-Kona is right. Now, on our proposals, why UNA can't change now the 11th hour, 59th minute? We now propose all of these things. So meaning that they ask more or less, what's in our contention actually in the provisions of this amendment bill?
I don't want to really go into all the story, but at the same time, we have to understand that I don't hear a lot of reference from you and every other person about Edmund Cowan.
Yes.
Report. And also, people not try to distinguish the two processes, even though the Attorney General, we were not going on TV and radio to make it very clear that this is not the holistic constitution we're looking at. This what they do not really emanate from the tripartite, right? But even though it emanates from the tripartite, all those things were included during the
Justice
Edmund Cowan thing. Edmund Cowan report don't take so many years, over 10 years, but I think in 2017 now, they actually bring them back. Like I hear somebody made a say yesterday in the media that even the one they will qualify now for vote, some of them were kids then. The needs of the people then, or the answers of the people then,
don't change.
Might not be the same as the answers of the people now. Like I talk about the history, there was a Peter Tucker Commission put together by the committee put together by President Kaba. Continuing, Justice Edmund Cowan committees have been there, they put together this. A reasonable government will come and say, time don't pass. We're making law not for 10 years ago.
For be progressive.
It has to be progressive. And now, interestingly, we don't try the PR system in 2023. Thankfully, it was a blessing. It was a curse and a blessing. We don't see how it don't operate. Even if not me, we suggest them at that time. Putting it now in practice and seeing the consequences, seeing the bad effects of them, weighing the pros and weighing the cons, there's nothing wrong for you to come back and say, let me be so.
For change up.
I don't feel say, we don't put them in practice. It don't work very well.
But this report, sorry, Honorable Timbo, this tripartite report came after the 2023 elections.
Thank you.
So I'll tell you.
The 2023 elections were not the last of the elections where they use proportional representation. We create this entire issue.
So I'll tell you what you understand. And I'll tell you clearly inside this.
And I say now, the report saying now I recommend APC.
Resolution 78 of the tripartite committee report says the need for do a national consultation. You sabi, everybody now sabi say, the Attorney General say in team and go out for go do consultation. If that was a conclusion at the tripartite, why now they mean go to do that consultation? So this is like shooting yourself, that argument even in the leg. If the APC be not accept them, let's say SLP not accept them, they will use our. You want to tell we say they not accept them, but then decide for go do consultation on them? Ebo, that man self not understand the street. He not go accept that thing there. You use them, but you don't want them. We will not want them. We will complain about them. Now we go say okay, now we want them. Then from there, but we agree say okay, we not agree. Let the people and go decide. This is how two no more sit down. Ask yourself the question, being
the two political parties where they command
just the two,
the largest number of the population of this
correct.
country.
You used it. Huh? That means you want them. We come and say yes, we want them. But then I conclude say no, let's go consult. Does it make sense? Does it?
And also the law say.
What do you mean the law?
Yeah, violence and we mentioned just now the section where it say political parties supposed to shape the will.
35.
Yeah, no. I'm not applying.
That is what they are established for.
You're not applying this. So what I'm saying is, if they're saying APC's position is accepting the PR, SLPP not deep Nandi. They don't want time. Like how you just say just no.
But they all agree.
No, like how you say just no in whatever page where you talk about in the tripartite report.
Yes, 205.
Now APC one time. Would that be SLPP in position? They be one time or not be one time?
They use them, in fact. Also, even be one time. They use them 2023.
So that's conclusive that they wanted it, right? But wait.
In fact, they don't want them. They needed it.
They needed it. Me don't go as far as that, but yes, that's what it is. Because that's the only way they get. Then feel say they will get parliamentary majority. Forgetting that it will not work for them. Not if then election.
So why would not say this not the work in our favor? Una go accept all this.
Look, now I say.
So now very and they use for pull bangana fire.
I'll tell you. There will come a time where not will come a time. I mean take time off because I was debating in Parliament. I told you that.
Yes.
This technical committee when they talk about so Osman Timbo there was an integral part of the technical committee. Osman Timbo there. Now I write every order that the notes to file on this PR system. I'm not a shy for talk about him. Waiting Dr. Conte they explain, Dr. Richard Conte or Alpha CC Square they explain. I wrote it. And there are words underneath. When we go to the retreat, I know how we ended. I mean, not just the talk. I will produce the documents. I will tell you how we didn't agree. We went back to our political parties on the PR. I will tell you the number of times we sat as a committee. I will tell you what the retreat be supposed to be and how that retreat changed. And
at some point, when I ceased for attend.
The committee,
the APC.
The technical committee.
The APC ceased for attend at some point.
The technical committee. No,
they shook hands.
No, we did not.
So when I continue throughout.
So it ended at the retreat, a joint retreat of the technical committee and parliamentary leadership.
So meaning this report to them put together, clearly.
Which report?
The tripartite.
And 78 clearly says that. It says you need for consult nationally, not to just need for. They did it.
So meaning it not reflect on our entire position.
It not reflect nobody in position. Even in the position.
But the APC SLPP, now then go sit on the road.
Yes. So what's in the agreement that we go consult with the people. The government went across the nation, they said, and it culminates in a program, in a meeting in a Bintumani conference.
In fact, we say consultation. Honorable Laima go get that issue where PPRC find the APC.
Thank you. So you know that happened.
Yes.
And then coming under civil society, they write their own, interreligious council, they write their own, condemning it, but then decide say no, nine they want. Like I say, maybe they needed it. So it shows that there was no conclusion on this point. This is not evidence-based. Not to wait in and talk the right now, people can't tell you. This is what happened. When we go to the technical committee, I want the Attorney General Sidom. We'll talk about this. 3 of us. When will we reach an agreement on the preferred electoral system after the first meeting, we go back and say, okay, if we want to do PRXF, let we go determine whose kind of PR will best fit for we. APC say, we're not even mindful to talk about a mixed system. It did it. In APC's position paper. Okay, so we went back, the lawyers, they will bring come. I don't want to call
so
them.
The policy is supposed to clearly stipulate, even when I recommend this, need a policy where they guide which type of PR we need.
If it go work.
Yes.
If it go work. That's what the technical committee was doing. So went back and forth. Some man they say a mixed system where some seats that first past the post, some other one they get for PR, other people there, including myself, will say, let's do an open list. Where they can vote for all man. Anybody who get the highest number of votes, 9 they go. At 10 seats there, the 10 with the highest number of votes, they go. So
like how today, around 96 and 2002, we get West 1, West 2, those kind of things?
No, so like how we do that for Obe College, we want to do the CRC.
Okay.
The parliament's not for Obe College. Then they go vote for all man. If not 30
votes,
CRC members you need, parliamentary members you need, whoever inside that first 30 by number of votes, now they win. So all the things that we'll talk about. Then when we come, if I was me who said, all these things so confusing, maybe let's just do 2 lists. One with a general list with a 70%, and another one with a
30%.
Women's list. Women's list. That was my suggestion, and it not start there. The term will be Deputy Secretary General. When will they meet them?
APC.
Yes. PPRC meeting, when they call all political parties. I said, if we want to ensure so we get 30%, let's do safe seats for women. I showed them countries where they were doing it. Apart from the general number of seats, let's say 130 seats, or let's say 9 seats in a particular district, right? 30% more of them seats than they keep at 3. So you can create just 3 more seats when a woman and nobody contest for, in addition to the 9 seats with it. So that was my suggestion for so long.
So now it has been, so now they don't interpret it wrongly. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that. So this talk when they talk say we had an agreement. My phone is not there, and I don't think say it's the time now because I'll send it to Una see exactly what I did. In fact, it was Dr. Richard Conte's words who said, "Okay, go do what they call a note to file. What a note to file basically like something like what we talk here today. Go put a number on a record. Say this time we discuss." That's what we did when we went to the retreat. Something went between me. In fact, it was clear that Timbo will do this, send it to me, Richard, and send it to the Attorney General. We not even send out the General Group. This was what was presented at the retreat. Fair enough. But the retreat, there have been 2 retreats for the. The technical committee should have a retreat where they for clean the document and agree on the. It's there. The notes to files if he did it. The date for the retreat, he did it.
The other one all.
So what did happen now? Because they were rushing it, they said, okay, let's do all this retreat together, the technical committee retreat, and then the general retreat with the leadership of parliament. But when we go, in fact, there's correspondence between me and the Attorney General. We say, okay, in the morning, we, the technical committee, they meet. We agree. Then afterwards, this report we don't agree on now. Now we go to the parliamentary leadership and explain it. But what happened on that day when we went to Toke? We not hold this technical committee meeting again. No? We started around 2 o'clock, 1 to 2 o'clock.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. So they just, till 11 o'clock in the net, we not agree on 1.1. So now they were agreeing. I was okay. This not we're not making any progress. What do they do? No, left the technical committee. Let them sit down, write a report. Then from there, Unaka report to the following day. What happened was we sat. The lawyers from Law Officers Department did the final draft of this report. Nobody saw it. In the morning we came. Then came for presenter. And then send on my phone and send on other people and phone them. The report. What they did was the note to file and the summary of conclusions, the way they do, where they write. Then put that summary of conclusions on the first part, the general part, and this medium part, where the note to file, where we do for this PR system, and then put together and the report down there. They presented it. But waiting be also clear. Now that the parliamentarians made it very clear, the leadership, that the only person will get responsibility for make law
at the AG's office.
No. Don't forget it. AG's office is not the right for make law.
Oh, okay.
Parliament, yes. And then they do this jealously. So whatever we don't say, then can just to wear.
Okay.
They said that to us.
All right.
And so they just take this and say thank you, and they left.
There's been a long drama to this. A long journey to this entire stuff.
I'm not scared. 2/3 of the members of parliament are required for pass this. No one is arguing that. The speaker himself is not arguing that. One thing where you think, people say it was premature. People are saying, oh, you're not being clever what the APC do. That's their own suggestion. But I'll tell you, it was very clever. It was deliberate.
Okay.
I'll tell you. One thing will clearly establish that there are 96 members of parliament and the million Sayanda. Instead don't talk say they needed 3 more. This don't clearly show say they did not get the 2/3. The law say for amender, you need 2/3. Whether this was properly done, this constitution when the Hala said don't pass so, whether it was properly passed, or whether the attempts to amend it without going through the proper process is tantamount to an act of treason.
So we're not going for user? We're not going for recognize this?
How can we not recognize it?
We're not going to recognize them.
It is what they've passed. Yeah? But at the moment, you're not done it too. You're not done it. Don't forget. Laws are not... Bills do not become law until they're assented by the president.
The president, yes.
So parts they for pass. So now the president, we eyes and there on him. For let no say, this thing requires this. You not get him.
You think say the president not get for sign up?
I know they ask that, and I say, our eyes are on him.
Okay.
Our eyes are on him. They're not getting any support from it by the Constitution. Then he signed. That means he's part of the complicity, he's part of that process.
For community reason.
And also so, it's part of endorsing the process where
Tantamount to treason.
it's part of the process of, you know, how put that word in the mouth for the president. Anybody alter the Constitution, we not go through the right process. It's tantamount to treason.
Yeah, and at the same time,
I'm
at
saying
the same
it's part
time,
of the process,
Uh-huh.
it's complicit for letting them do.
so the president.
But all of this would be interpreted over the Supreme Court.
All
For
right.
me, at the left here now, like I said, I was in a dark place yesterday. I feel good.
You're still in a dark
Honorable
place. You still in mourn.
Honorable,
I see you in black.
Mr. Lawyer,
Let
Mr.
respond
Lawyer,
first. I'll respond first to you.
Honorable Quintin Salia Kone, don't make me day. Instead, don't confirm saying that 2/3, then they may need. It don't confirm to me say they may need 3 more people. It not be day. It don't confirm now say now of members of parliament. Members of parliament, the complete composition are 149, including the paramount chiefs. So thank you very much, Sale. God bless you. What you defended this year, so lady results come out very good.
Then you
So
give him back
our-
few seconds.
I want to say thank you. I don't listen to the comments made by the deputy chairman of the Human Rights Commission and appointee of the president. I also don't listen to my colleague. We talk about the 3 members of parliament who are absent. Where I know even if you add the 3, then still not will get the 2/3. They'll take all the 3 way, not you then give them. Then still not will get 2/3. Even on a 2, then say get official excuse. So add down it to the 96 where they will get to 98. So
Well,
still
they not be
get-
even there. They no say other
Honorable,
members. Very-
Honorable Quintin.
No, one clear that because in the last word, I want clear that we get chief bond
No,
of
not in last word.
But
Now in
beyond
party
that-
statement.
But
a
beyond-
party statement.
But beyond that, VI mentioned certain things where I think Salia, Honorable Conedom, clear that there are procedures in Parliament. Oh yeah, I'm happy that apart from being a lawyer, I go through all this. You know, we don't talk about filibustering, we don't talk about walkouts in Parliament, and don't explain how Parliament continues to work even in the absence of them people. So nothing stopped Parliament from working. Even we will talk about what happened in America when there was a shutdown of government just because they not get number of votes. So these are things that are allowed. Then the feds in the parliament, we don't see that they all. So it's allowed, and that is why they say you cannot inquire into what happened in the parliament. So there's nothing will happen yesterday or even before way wrong.
Okay.
It's part of parliamentary process. You have to understand it to make you know. But waiting at the most paramount that the law say 2/3 affirmative votes. That now people don't get for votes. So they had 49 more people for take from. For let them get them 2 or 3.
Okay.
You just say 3 absent. And then you argument and you have a 3. That 3 were absent, so they vote for them. No. The law doesn't assume like that.
Okay.
You had 49 more APC MPs. We for don't get that 3 vote for.
Thank you very much, Honorable Osman Timbo, Member of Parliament, APC, and Presidential Flag Bearer aspirant for the APC as well. We wish you the very best, as always.
Thank you.
I call him young.
I'll be your advisor.
I call. I call our youngest.
Family.
Honorable Quintin Salia Kone, also from the SLPP, from Kailaon District, Daru precisely. Jawe Chiefdom. Thank you very much, sir. We'll visit you
you for
Chiefdom
having
one
me.
day. We'll visit you constituency one
Definitely.
day.
Other constituency.
I'll take you there, may go see the one.
Victor Lusana, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Always a pleasure.
Okay, we got limited time now left. We'll take sports shortly later, but first, to technology advice from Engineer Hassan Nito for now on the use of some of these gadgets.
We go vote them for sure. APC, we dey ready for change. The youngest na the whole. We future go arrange, che, che, che.